Welcome to my video. I just tried to film this and my camera stopped recording. So I don't know how much this has left. I don't know how much I actually recorded. I'll probably figure it out. But basically, well, I'm just into the video again. So yeah, welcome to my Halloween video. 5 years since the last video. Probably rambled on too much, that's why I stopped recording. I'm not going to do that again. Basically what I'm going to say is, I reviewed this book, and I got this mask for this video because Halloween. Happy Halloween. Isn't this year been scary enough? We don't need Halloween. We need Christmas, which is probably going to be canceled. But that's besides the point. This book, yeah, great. Reviewed it before. I'm still kind of traumatized. That's my most viewed video when it's really cringy and very. My friend tried to show it to people at school, and I was like, please don't. I beg of you. I will do anything. And he's like, anything? I'm like, no, not anything. What's wrong with you, buddy? You think that's a joke, but it's actually true. No rambling. What am I doing? So there's 4 stories: A Shocker on Shock Street, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Ghost Beach, and Night of the Living Dummy. I love the art on the first 2. I think they're great. They're very different. I feel like the first one's more Mad Magazine-like, and I really like that, but it's like kind of a scary Mad Magazine, which is really cool. And then, the second one is like it feels like it could be like a horror comic, like an Image horror comic, Image Comics. It feels like it could be one of their like actual like Walking Dead kind of. It just looks really. It looks like it could get very gory any second, but it doesn't, of course, because it's a kid's book. But it looks like any second it's like, well, you turn the page and now there's guts and blood everywhere. It's like, oh, this is a great book, but it's really pretty good. Ghost Beach I don't like, has a horrible art style. It looks like kind of like a Tumblr kind of like weird art style that I really like, and it just, they don't have noses. It's like, let's say, when you're 6 feet apart from someone, this, like, you have to be this year, and you're 6 feet apart and you can't see their nose. You get one step closer, it's like, oh, I can see their nose, but you step back 6 feet, can't see their nose. That's kind of how it is in this book. Like, the further they are away, you can't see their nose. The closer they are up, the more the nose are. Except for the main 2 characters, for which, it's like a zoom in, it's like, it still doesn't have their nose. You can't see it. So there's just 2, they look stupid. The only cool thing about this is probably the creepy guy design. And then later on that's when they first show him, and then later on he kind of gets less creepy. And it's the reason why I don't like it. I said I hated it last time, and I don't like it is because it was an episode of Goosebumps, the show, and I watched that. And at the time when I reviewed this book the first time 5 years ago, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that it was an adaptation, because these are all, I didn't know this, but they're all just comic book versions of actual pre-written stories. I didn't know that at the time. But they're still pretty good, and I like the art style, except of the third. And, so yeah, I just feel like, I didn't like that episode of Goosebumps, and I liked it at first, but then I watched it again, and I watched a JonTron video on it, and that was it kind of ruined it for me, and I love the JonTron video way more than the actual episode now. And so yeah, and the 4th story is just the origin of Slappy, this boyo, Slappy himself. He's like, hey Taylor, Slappy. It's like, why do you do that to me? But that's, that's why that's his name. He slaps people. It's like, bitch, get here, and it's kind of funny. But yeah, the last story is his origin story, and it's kind of interesting. It's kind of cool, and it's about 2 sisters who, one got Slappy, and then one gets the second one, and that one turns out to be evil, but then at the end they learn that he turns out to be evil, and now it's not a spoiler, because Slappy's already evil if you've watched the Goosebumps show, but if you haven't, I don't give a fuck. But yeah, I think this is really worth buying, because the first story is great, the second story is, if you watched my other video you already know, but it's kind of like, I kind of guessed who the werewolf was, and well, actually, second time reading this, I forgot who the werewolf was, so I was like, oh, is this person the werewolf? And then I read, I'm like, oh, wait. I read a little bit more, I'm like, oh, wait. They introduced this new character, I'm like, oh, he's the werewolf. And Ghost Beach, I read it, and I was like, yeah, this is so horrible. This art style makes me want to rip my eyes out. And then the last one was interesting. I liked it. The art style it's pretty good. I don't like it as much as I used to, but I feel like the first 2 are probably the best art style, because it's just so, especially the first one. This looks so good. The second one has a good one too. It looks like it could turn to the mature, violent comic. But I loved it. So yeah, this is Goosebumps Slappy Says a Horror comic book. So yeah, this is me reviewing the video. I hope my camera hasn't already went out. But yeah, if you like this video, like this video. If you like this channel, subscribe. Bye bye. Happy Halloween.